people do believe, though. Even some of our regulars here at Napoleon House.
Yes, Dan, you can hug me.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
I'm no expert. You might want to talk to someone who believes in it.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
It's all over the papers. Some kind of serial killings.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
They say a lot of voodoo stuff is found near the bodies.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
Greatest city in the world. I'd never want to live anywhere else.
What can you tell me?
This city must get 1 million tourists a year, especially around Mardi Gras.
Do you know anything about snakes?
What about them?
Oh, just anything.
Man, you ask the weirdest questions. I don't know anything about snakes.
What's the significance of St. John's Eve?
What you doing, dog?
All I know is it's some kind of voodoo holiday.
I'm holding my dog now. Yes, it's a voodoo holiday.
What's the significance of St. John's Eve?
People who believe in that stuff think it's a real special night. Magical.
You're making weird mouth noises on my mic. You know that, right, dog? Oh, we getting down? Okay, go ahead.
Does the phrase caprice encore mean
Hush.
anything to you?
You know what goes in it?
I don't think it's a drink.
Oh, then I probably don't know anything about it.
Schottenjäger.
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
Never heard of it.
Tell me about yourself.
A good bartender listens to other people's life stories without telling his own.
Okay.
What can you tell me about your regulars in here?
This crowd, the ones you see, are mostly regulars. That guy and girl in the corner come here a lot. When they're not fighting, they're all over each other. In other words, they're in love.
Why does he say that with a French accent? Are you talking about when he said Caprice and Cour? That's because it's French. Do you, New Orleans is like partly French. We're in the French Quarter. There's a reason it's called that. Yeah. Hug Dan? I can't hug Dan. He's very, very far away.
What can you tell me about your...
See those old guys
There
at
we
the
go.
chess table? That's Sam and Marcus. They played every day for 20 years. Sam, the one with the purple jacket, he's lost every one of those games. It's not that he's a bad player. I've seen him beat guys twice as good as Marcus. But Marcus has Sam so psyched out, he loses his nerve every time. By the way, Sam, the chess player, he's into that voodoo stuff. He's always talking about spells and gree-gree and stuff.
Really? Thanks.
So, Sam and Marcus is supposed to be a spoof on Sam and Max. But yeah, Cajun, Jim. Cajun, yes. You don't ask for a croissant? Okay, street musician.
Tell me about the street musicians around here.
I like music as much as the next guy, but they get pretty monotonous sometimes, you know? Like that drummer right outside. They say there's been a drummer outside Napoleon House since the day it opened. I like drums, but this character really gets on my nerves. It sounds like the same thing over and over. I just want to say, enough already.
Sounds like my life. So what has Sam told you about voodoo?
Well, about 50 years ago, Sam was too shy to talk to this pretty girl he was in love with. He went to a voodooine and had her make him a love charm. It was a little pouch that he had to bury under the girl's front porch. Well, he buried the pouch, and the next day he went up and talked to the girl. And, sure enough, she didn't reject him. Now she's his wife. Poor guy.
Okay. Voodooine, yes. Voodooine is like a priestess. A voodoo priestess. Sounds like a registered sex offender. Okay. Alright, I think we're done with day one. Well, let's go to the police station, make sure we can't go see Mosley on day one. I don't remember if we can or not. I know in the remake you can't, but that's the remake. Let's go talk to him. Frick.
Got a second, officer?
What can I do you for?
I'd like to see Detective Mosley.
I'm here to see Detective Mosley.
He's in his office. Go on back.
Aha! You can go see him on the first day. Screw you, remake. I like being able to do stuff on the first day. Though I do like the remake so far, I'm just saying.
Mosley, my man.
Knight, come on in.
Wow, this music sounds really weird. I'm used to hearing this music through the MIDI that was on a Windows 98, Windows ME, even Windows XP computer. This sounds a lot different. Sounds really weird, actually. Okay, I'm gonna look around first. Oh, in the remake, his microwave's over here. Huh. Everything else is pretty much the same.
A microwave. If Gabriel knows Mosley, it is used exclusively for frozen corn dogs.
Corn dogs.
Art prints of the mall variety. Police department memos and other didactic blurbs.
Oh, Jim. It's not shitty. And you haven't even played it.
Art prints of the mall variety. Mosley was one of those beefy guys in his youth. Now he's getting lumpy. The bad
Oh, what? The bet?
Mosley was one of the badge in his front coat pocket is set off particularly well by the gold polyester of his jacket.
Yeah, the microwave, yeah.
That's funny. That window is a mirror on the other side.
Yes, it is.
Mosley's office looks a lot like his...
Room at college. Okay, let's just do chatting first.
So, how's it hanging, bud?
Lousy. I hate crime scenes. People are sick fucks. You know that, Knight?
I'm starting to get that impression.
Oh, I didn't mention it earlier, but Mosley is voiced by Mark Hamill, who most people would know as Luke Skywalker, or the voice of the Joker from Batman, the animated series, and the Batman Arkham Asylum games, and yeah, Mark Hamill.
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
What can you tell
What
me?
can you tell me about voodoo?
There's voodoo that goes on in this city, sure. I looked into it a bit at the beginning of this case. But the voodoo stuff found at the crime scenes is all faked. It doesn't have anything to do with the real stuff. I know. I asked some experts. It's intimidation tactics, that's all.
Yes, he was in Wing Commander 3, yes.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
I told you, don't worry about that part of it. It's all fake.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Lots. Can you be more specific?
Do you know anything about the killers?
At least 20 people attend the killings. We know this from the variety of footprints found at the scene.
Footprints? Aren't those as good as fingerprints?
Can be, but we'd have to have a suspect in custody first, and the suspect would have to match one of the few distinct prints we have. Most of the footprints are smudged, trodden over, unreadable. These guys are so casual in their expertise, it's maddening. Like they know we'll never find them.
Oh, I really don't like the way the music sounds in this version. Or, I mean, on Windows 7. Or maybe it's DOSBox that's screwing it up, I don't know.
How many murders have there been so far?
7 murders have so far been linked to the Voodoo Murders case. Now, the first murder occurred about 8 weeks ago. The M.O. was the same in each murder. Lake Pontchartrain was the 7th.
Pontchartrain? It's Pontchartrain.
What kind of evidence have you found?
No fingerprints, a few bare footprints. Found a few fibers, but not many. The weirdest one was leopard fur.
Leopard fur?
An MT32. Yeah, if you want to buy me one, go right ahead. But no. Yeah, I don't know why the Windows 7 MIDI just doesn't sound right to me. I'm sure they tried to make it sound better, but to me it sounds wrong when I'm used to the old MIDI.
Describe the crime scenes.
Now there's the corpse itself, minus the heart. Around where the body was killed, we find marks and flour and blood. There are traces of wax from candles, red and black. Ordinary wax candles, so the lab reports. Also blood and feathers of chickens. Also goat's blood. And plenty of the victim's own, of course.
What's the coroner say?
The victim's heart is always ripped out of the chest and missing. We haven't located a single one of them.
Lovely. Any idea what they do with them?
Don't even want to know. Also, the coroner says some of the victims had heart attacks before the incision. Literally scared to death. The knife wounds are consistent with a long, narrow, wavy-edged knife. Probably a ritualistic dagger.
Any witnesses?
Nope. There's never been a single witness. No one's even heard a disturbance. It's damn weird. Like they just don't want people to see, and so nobody sees nothing.
Know anything about the victims?
The victims are all out-of-towners. We still don't know why.
Oh, nothing. Never mind.
Sure, no problem.
Alright,
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
You and me grew up together. You tell me. It's a pretty nice place, even seeing the stuff I see. You know. The quarter's getting a bit too wild, though. Getting hard to control. Not quite what it was when you and me used to hang here, but... Hell, I've never known anything else.
What can you tell me about...
I'm too sentimental to say anything else about it.
when the dialogue stops like that, when Gabriel's talking, it's because I click, if you guys didn't realize. But, alright, snakes?
Do you know anything about snakes?
The only thing I know about snakes is I don't like them.
Okay. I probably should have shown him the snake skill, but I'll do that after I've done. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do that right now. Screw it.
I picked up this scale at Lake Pontchartrain.
Really? Wow, that's a great idea for the book. Me endangering my life investigating at a snake-infested lake. We don't have to mention that it's probably from a harmless local water snake.
Also want to show him the pattern, just see what he says.
I copied those marks from the lake.
Really? Good for you.
Do you want to see my sketch?
No, we have our own copy, Knight.
Copy.
This is the last...
Okay, you don't need to tell me that, Jesus. Let's see what he says about these.
I found these strange symbols on Marie Laveau's tomb at St. Louis Cemetery, #1.
I'm sure any extra voodoo stuff you dig up will make an interesting story, right? But I'd rather stick with the case at hand, personally.
Alright.
This is the first page of it.
I'm gonna show him the picture that he gave me. No.
I have that murder photo you left for me.
Good. Just don't let anybody know I gave it to you.
I wouldn't show it to a soul.
Okay. Now we can talk to him again.
Can I ask you
See
about
if he
some
says
stuff?
anything else about snakes.
You're the writer. Ask away.
I don't remember if he does or not.
Do you know anything about snakes?
The only thing I know about...
Okay. St. John's.
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
That's coming up, isn't it? Yeah, we get some occasional weirdness in the quarter, but nothing much. We used to have a lot of strange things happen, though, or so I hear.
What can you
I don't know much except what I already told you.
Do you have any idea what Capri Saint-Car means?
Hell no. Is that French? My mother spoke it, but I always had a hard enough time just speaking English.
True enough.
I mean,
Have
there's
you
no
ever
point to
heard
ask.
of a Schottenjäger?
No. Ha! Is that anything like a Chuck Yeager?
I don't think there's any relation. Tell me about yourself.
For the book?
Sure, why not?
Okay, what do you want to know?
How'd you like working on the police force?
Are you kidding? You know I love being a cop. In New Orleans, it's the best place in the world to be one.
What are your plans for the future?
Well, you know, I don't like to count my chickens before they're hatched, but I don't see why I can't be the chief of police in New Orleans someday. I already know the mayor, and my record is one of the best in the department.
I'm sure it's just a matter of moments, mostly.
Yeah, you'll see.
Mostly.
Got any hobbies?
Yeah, making your life miserable.
I'm serious. Don't you shoot or chew or something like that?
No, I'm a freaking ballet dancer. Jeez. Yeah, I was #1 at the Louisiana State Fair Marksman Contest. I play trumpet, too. You know, put your lips together and blow.
How's your home life?
Oh, real funny, Knight. Why don't you just bring in some freaking salt? Well, you know Andy left me. My home life is shit.
Right. Sorry about that. Just tell me anything at all.
Remember how we used to play monkey in the middle? We used to piss off our senior year teacher. What was her name? Ms. McKelly? You'd act like you were gonna toss her an eraser or something. Then you'd throw it to me over her head. And we used to do it at your grand's, too. Like with the remote when she wanted to watch her soaps.
Yep. And it was a great way to pick up women in the library. Oh, those were the days. Just tell me anything at all.
You know, my doctor told me I've got a little family of ulcers starting. I wish this case would end so I could get some rest for a change. My back hurts.
Hey, mine too.
Just tell me anything at all.
For the book, I wanted to be an astronaut when I was young. Or a fireman.
Fascinating.
Because that makes sense.
Just tell me anything at all.
I'm 6'2".
You are not.
Oh, come on. I'm close enough. Just write me up that way.
Grow a beard or shave, yeah.
Just tell me anything at all.
You know, I kind of like women with dark hair.
Yeah, I know. It's a regular thing with you.
Now that Grace.
You're on your own with that one, pal. I don't even want to know. Just tell me anything at all.
Remember how we used to play monkey in the middle? We used to piss off our senior year teacher. What was her name? Ms. McKelly? You'd act like you were going to toss her an eraser or
Oh,
something.
we already
And
heard this, yeah. Okay.
Oh, nothing.
I was reading the
never
chat.
mind.
It's your dime.
Yeah, his scruff is a bit shitty looking. But, I mean, I think he's supposed to look like that. Mostly it's kind of like almost a joke character, but not exactly. And so, think of like George from Seinfeld, where it's kind of a, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, whoops, case status.
What's the status on the Voodoo murders case?
It's going. Can't seem to make any progress, though. Sluggish damn case. It's weird.
What's the status on the...
You're as filled in as me.
Do you know anything about the patterns around the bodies?
Yeah, weird, huh? All 7 victims had those little marks around. We got all the marks on file, but we haven't figured out what, if anything, they mean.
I did not watch Dharma and Greg. I saw a couple episodes of it, so I don't know.
Can I see the other 6 patterns?
Sure. People like that kind of stuff, don't they? Might make the book seem more mysterious. Go talk to Officer Franks. Tell her I said you can see the file.
Bling, 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 bling. I don't think I need to do the photographs and coffee thing yet. Do I? Oh, I'm gonna need to do the photographs, but not yet. So, let's insult him.
Have you ever called the hair club for men?
I'd rather have no hair than your hair, Knight.
Don't insult him? Too bad.
So how'd you ever find anything in this office? It looks like ground zero.
Hey, I get my job done. I'm a detective, not Betty Crocker.
Yeah, he's my friend. Gabriel is and Mosley are best friends. Of course they insult each other.
Trying for a real estate job with that coat?
No. Are you trying out for a janitorial job with that hair?
Are those new shoes? What are those, hush puppies? Kind of a mud brown suede kind of a thing?
Hey, I'm on my feet all day, all right? Is that okay with you?
Mostly. I'm being perfectly sincere.
Yeah, you and my grandmother. Right.
You know, you have a unique way of wearing clothes that's, well, the way they hang, kind of pleating over that stomach of yours, drooping off of your butt.
We can't all have the body of a 12-year-old like you.
You know, if you started carrying a lollipop around, you might get more respect as a detective.
Go to hell.
Have you ever called the
Okay, I heard that one. Alright, now, I need to go talk to Franks.
The suit doesn't open.
Not the suit, the door.
The
The door. Okay. Alright. Well, first we're going to look at it. I'm sure Gabe will say something.
She's not bad.
Yeah. How about try to touch her, see what that does?
I wouldn't mind trying.
How about open?
She probably wouldn't cooperate.
Okay. So, sorted. Okay. Push her? I don't know.
She probably...
Yeah. Use her?
She probably...
Okay. Just had to... let's make small talk.
Excuse me, officer.
Yes.
Oh, you can ask... Okay.
So, what's it like being a policewoman?
The glamour never ceases.
Oh,
Excuse...
Yes.
You know, that uniform looks great on you.
Uh-huh. Is that a compliment, or are you asking to borrow my dress?
It's a compliment.
Well, you just never know around here. Thanks, but I'm married.
Excuse me, officer.
Yes?
can you get a file?
Can you get a file for me?
What file would that be?
The Voodoo Murders file? Detective Mosley said I could see it.
Really? Well, if he said so. There it is. You can look at it all you want, but don't leave this area with it, okay? And no photocopies either, I'm afraid.
Of course. I understand completely.
Alright. So, we need to take that.
I wouldn't mind trying.
No, not her.
There's nothing of
did
interest
she
in
give
the
it to me?
inbox.
Oh, there it is.
It's the official. The folder is marked with the
Not to leave the
warning.
police. Okay. Let's... There we go.
The police file contains partial patterns from the first 6 voodoo murders.
I was reading the chat. Yeah, I know. She just gives him the file. But, I mean, he is best friends with the lead detective, so that is... I mean... And plus, it's... Nolan's. Who knows? It's a game. Anyways. Let's see. Right, we need to try the picture thing.
Don't leave the room with that file, please.
Oh. Well. Fine. Give it back to you then. So what?
I'm done.
What we need to do
Yeah, thanks.
is make a photocopy of it, but we can't while she's still here. So we have to. How fast you're in. You'll see. Okay. Talk to him.
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
Photographs.
I got those photographs you left for me.
No, not that.
Really? Great. What'd you think?
Astonishingly lifelike.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, here we
Got
go.
any more ideas for photos for the book?
A cop author photo might be nice.
You and me? Together?
Why not? Of course, you'll have to try to tone down your masculinity.
Well, okay. I'll call the police photographer.
And the police photographer is Frank's, the one that just gave us the file for a moment there.
Franks, come here a minute, would you? Bring your camera.
What did you need, Detective Mosley?
We need a picture, please. And make it a good one, huh, sweetheart?
Sure, sweetheart.
Say, chintzy.
Was there anything else, Knight?
Hold on a second while I check
Hold
my
on a
hair.
sec while I go check my hair.
Good God, Knight, make it fast.
Right. So, first things first. We are going to turn the temperature up on
The
this.
control box is in a locked cage
Wait.
and can't be operated.
It's locked. I don't remember it being locked. How do we... I have an idea. Okay. Anyways, let's make a copy of the file.
Let me see that file again. Just want to check this machine here.
So let's take a look at this again, just to make sure.
Gabriel,
Oh, not that. Yeah. Okay. Yes, he's having a piss in the photocopier. You're right. The key isn't in her desk, is it?
Gabriel wouldn't want...
Okay. Of course, Officer Frick here doesn't give a fuck what's happening behind him, so... like he said, he watches the front door and makes lists of people he doesn't like. I guess that's his
Would
job.
you just get in here?
Alright, so we got the copy made,
Hurry up, would you?
but
Okay, ready.
I don't know how to...
Thanks, hon. Let me know when you got it developed.